You know, I just got back from Panama and Costa Rica, right?
See,
And I had to cross back into the country, back into the United States. And you know what? It would have been faster if I probably crossed the border. Because when I crossed in the airport, they got my passport. They made sure I wasn't violent. They did all this check on me. They look at your bags. But if I went through the border, I probably would have got there faster in the United States. I probably would have got a swag bag with money and phones. And I didn't even get a swag bag at the airport. Uh, Actually, I went down to the border myself to see it. And I tried to cross in from Mexico to the United States to see how they do it. And they found out I was a U.S. citizen, and they blocked me from crossing the border. So, no, seriously, the airports are crazy. It's funny. Other countries will protect you from going into the border, but I just had to share this with you. Coming back, it's funny. You got to have your passports, got to have your documents, you got to check your luggage, X, Y, and Z, making it hard to get back in, and no free gifts. But if you're illegal, you can come through the border and you will get many gifts, swag bags, money, phones, hotel. I'm going to book my next travel with border control at the border. So that's my take on how crazy the U.S. is with its own citizens. But if you come here, even when I came as an immigrant as a child, Glenn, my family didn't get a swag bag, anything. I mean, we got gypped. This is not right. So anyway, let's go on with what's been going on.
si, senor.
It has been, hi, everybody. Welcome. I had to go on my little rant and rave with Glenn about coming back to the USA. And I'm surprised they let me back in. But we went out to Costa Rica with the Maxwell Leadership Program and introduced leadership transformation tables. And it was funny is we did this with the phone's ringing.
Who calls?
I don't know. Oh, there we go. Whatever. Giulio, take two. Welcome everybody, and welcome back to the Giulio Show. We took a little break, Glenn and I, for many reasons, and it started in 2023 when I found out my wife was expecting, and we were going to have a baby in August. And when that baby came along, and let me tell you, the labor pains were very, very difficult, and I had a hard time, but I did it. No, I give credit to many women out there who are having babies. My God, men could never survive that. But some men claim they can, but they're full of crap. But anyway, I'm grateful for a baby girl. Her name is Evangelina. So we stopped taping for a little while, but as we got into the rhythm of having a new child and my first girl, the sleepless nights that you're trying to get used to, there was no way we could do some podcasts without me falling asleep on you. And so many things have happened. But it gave me some time. It gave me time to catch up on all books that I had pending to finish throughout the years. So it gave me time to focus on that, work from home, which was difficult because I tried to take paternity leave. Tried to take maternity leave, but they wouldn't let me take maternity. So I had to take paternity. But that didn't work because people kept calling me Glenn, and they problems always happen and arise, and people need guidance on what they should do before they have the nervous breakdown. But yet you fired them to have the nervous breakdown for you. But not all of them were like that. But anyway, so I really didn't get a paternity leave, but it was difficult trying to juggle everything. So credit to all you parents out there who I forgot, because I have two older boys, but I forgot what it's like to have infants and try to juggle everything at once and move forward. And yet, your attention has to go to that infant. Also, my mother was here. Glenn, as you know, she's got dementia. So now I'm taking care of an infant and a toddler, but not that I regret it, but it was a lot of work. So again, it gave me time once we put her to bed and put the baby to bed and to work on some of the books. So I actually completed 10 books that are going through review, rewrite, checks. One finally got published. And I know you love this book, Glenn, because it's right up your alley. It's called Illuminating the Path. It's all about the teachings of Jesus, unveiling the teachings of Jesus. And I pick on Glenn because Glenn has a lot of, how would you call it? You're atheist. Right? Or what would that, is that how you would describe it?
Yeah.
So you're pretty much going to hell.
Yeah.
In a handbag, if you're lucky. That bag will burn as you get your way down there. But hopefully one day we can turn him around and get him walking in the right path. But it's not that he's a bad guy. He just has, like a lot of people, we all have some.
I love how you say that like it's a flaw.
Well, it's not a flaw. Like some people.
He's a great guy, but he's a little special.
He's a little special. He just doesn't know Jesus yet. And sometimes people are afraid to, not maybe you, but they're afraid to. And that's why I worked on this book, because it is tough understanding, opening up a Bible and say, hey, I'm going to understand these parables or these metaphors. And that's what I kind of did, is unveiled the metaphors and parables of Jesus and his teachings. But if you look at a lot of his metaphors and parables, a lot of them are used in business. So you can relate a lot of this to also your business, your life, and spiritually. So I did it. It's 3 pages on each parable, according to what Matthew had witnessed and documented. It's a great way to introduce yourself without getting yourself too overwhelmed with each parable, but taking an easy step in understanding it, whether you're religious, whether you're not religious, whether you're using it for yourself or for your leadership. The book was for me, but I ended up wanting to share it with other people. And you know what? I'm not a theologist. What do they call them? Theologian. See, that's why I'm not a theologian, because I can't say the word. I don't claim to be an expert, but I share with what I know. And you know what? With anything else, I'm always going to keep learning. So I'll probably keep adding to new additions as we go along. But this was a great start for anybody who's getting a start. So the next book I got coming out is the second edition to Unwrapping Your Gifts, which is a lot more exciting. It's based on leadership as well and self-help. Following that book is Rhythm of Success, because that talks about verbal and nonverbal skills. And we'll be covering all these books and their teachings, but that one is about how we meet people today. Before, we used to meet in person off the dot, right? Today, where do you meet people? Online.
Tinder.
Tinder. And you don't even know if you're meeting that person. That's
really
so. And that's what that book talks about. Is like, are we really meeting who you are verbally, non-verbally, what you post and who you are? When people meet you in person, is that who you really are and what your beliefs are and what you represented? Because you ever see some of these hotel rooms, Glenn? Or hotels, when you're booking a vacation, they show this big, beautiful room, and they show this big, beautiful pool and all this great amenities. But when you get there, the pool is about the size of your tub.
There's a dead hooker in your room.
Yeah, if it's not hanging in your closet. And then, it's roach infested and there's bed bugs. I mean, it's not what you saw in the picture. And a lot of businesses are like that too. Restaurants, they show all this beautiful food and how they serve it and how it's presented, but yet when you get there in person, tables are dirty, places are dirty, people are rude. So we talk about how really important it is to, when you use social media, whether I'm ever going to meet you in person or not, what is your verbal, nonverbal saying? And if eventually I'm going to meet you in person, what is your verbal and nonverbal saying? And when I meet you and I have a true encounter with you, is your verbal and nonverbal match what I met online?
That's the other book you wrote, isn't it?
That's Rhythm of Success.
Yeah, but you did you did another edition of it though.
No, the first edition I did was a CD of that, but that was 20 years ago when we used to actually meet in person.
Right.
But in my industry, the beauty industry or any industry now, people will go on and look at your reviews first.
Mm-hmm.
They'll look you up. They'll look at your postings.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to do homework on you before they get the opportunity to meet you in person. And if they do give a chance to meet in person, are you making that right impression? Is it the same person that they met online that drove them to come to your company or to hire you?
Mm.
So basically, that's what that one's about. And one's on mental health and how to deal with that. As I dealt with mental health for many years throughout my life. Browser lost connection there.
What happened?
Where are we?
The hell?